What's going on, everyone? I'm Yamite, and welcome back to another episode of the Thomas & Friends Single Reviews. Once again, it was pretty neck and neck with 3 episodes, but the fans have chosen next for me to review Emily and the Special Coaches. In this episode, Gordon finally breaks his record for pulling the express and is awarded with some brand new coaches, in which Emily is sent to collect. However, Diesel too has also set a record, but Emily doesn't want to hear what he has to say and brushes him off. Diesel, of course, steals the coaches and sends Emily on a wild goose chase trying to catch him. Once again, we have another of Season 10's best episodes. Similar to ones like James the Second Best or It's Good to Be Gordon, this episode broke one of those typical tropes. In this one, we get to see a more vulnerable, more sympathetic side of Diesel that we don't get to see very often, and not the typical route of him causing trouble for the sake of causing trouble. He had his own reasons for doing what he did, and even though he was wrong for taking the coaches, you really do feel bad for him that no one seems to care about his own achievement. This is also one of few times where Emily realizes that she was in the wrong. All Diesel tried to do was announce his big news, and Emily was like, nah, f*** you. Again, Diesel, while not entirely in the wrong to a degree, didn't start anything just because he could. That was all on Emily. She antagonized the situation for absolutely no reason, because Diesel is, well, a diesel, and not a glorious-looking steam engine.
Gordon's not the only one who's special, Diesel oiled proudly.
Well, there's nothing special about smelly old diesels, pouted Emily. I haven't got time to listen to you, huffed Emily. Give me those cars.
Not if you won't listen.
Had she just listened and not been such a bitch through half the episode, none of this would have happened. But as I said, she does eventually realize that she was in the wrong for not listening, and then goes to Sir Topham Hatt to do something special for him.
Why should I listen to a smelly old diesel?
Because Gordon's not the only one who set a record. I've shunted more freight cars in one day than any other diesel, Diesel oiled.
And he spluttered sadly away. Oh dear, said Emily sadly. Diesel is just as special as Gordon.
Other than the story, the characters are really solidly written as well. As usual with Diesel, he still has that troublemaking attitude about him, but again, I like that we get to see this different side to him. This is something that would carry on into the later CGI series, and if I may point out, the CGI era is where I mostly prefer Diesel compared to the model era. As for Emily, as I've explained many times before, I don't really care for her as a character, especially in the hit era. I mean, it is very, very hard to like a character who, for absolutely no reason, just comes off as a snobby bitch.
Slow down. You're going too fast and bumping your passengers. Stop talking to the children. You are working and they will make you late. Thomas, you must go and get your snowplow fitted. Express trains don't wait. Hurry up. You must work harder. About time. Hurry up! I've got an urgent delivery. I'll show Toby that Queen Emily knows best.
All right, I get it!
There's really only a small handful of episodes where I think she's fine, but overall, she just doesn't interest me. However, for this episode, while I don't like the way she's rude to Diesel, I was very pleased when she tried to fix her mistake by telling Topham her plan to get Diesel this brand new engine. Sure, it may not save her character entirely for me personally, but it is a nice noteworthy thing to mention amongst her other good deeds. Again, the personalities of these two bounce off each other so well, and I really wish they would have continued to write much more character dynamic stories such as this, instead of writing the ridiculous 3 strikers. When you actually think about it, this story at some point could have become another one of those average run-of-the-mill stories with the same character tropes that probably would have led to a very predictable plotline. But thank God it didn't do that. It is pretty criminal that this episode doesn't get a lot of attention, and it definitely should. I guess the only thing I have left to say is, for us here in the US, we were robbed to not get this episode on any kind of home media release, because it totally deserves it. So I feel no shame in ranking this episode a perfect 10 out of 10. I've been Yamite, and I hope you all enjoyed this review. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more of these and other Thomas-related content. And be sure to check out some of my other reviews in the playlist down below in the description. Until then, I will see you all in the next video.